standing on the end of your mat, bringing your feet into their hip width apart and parallel. Take a breath here, and as you exhale, take your arms out to the side and above you. Then bringing your arms back down and by your side. Taking your arms out to the side, reaching them all the way above you, and then bring your arms back down and by your side. On your next one, with the breath in, reaching your arms out to the side, floating your heels above you. Feel the weight shift into the front of your foot. As you exhale, bring your heels back down, your arms back by your side. Taking a breath in, lifting the heels, reaching your arms above you. With your exhale, bring your heels back down, your arms back by your side. On your next one, taking your arms above you, lifting the heels, keeping your arms where they are. Your heels lifted, you take a bend at your knee. Then lowering your heels back down. As you straighten your legs, bring your arms back by your side. The weight shifts forwards again. The heels lift, the arms come above you. The knees bend, keeping the heels lifted, finding some balance. Taking your heels down, straighten your legs, bring your arms back by your side. And again, floating the heels, reaching your arms above you, bending the knees. Taking your heels down as you straighten your arms, and they come back down by your side. Taking your arms slightly in front of you, palms turn towards the wall behind you. As you press your arms slightly behind, feel your shoulders rolling back. As you reach your arms all the way above you, again lifting the heels, the weight shifts through the front of your foot. As you lower your heels, pressing your arms slightly behind, feel your shoulders rolling back. The weight shifts through the front of your foot. Try not to grip the toes, feel them lengthen against the mat. This time, as you lower your heels back down, press your arms slightly behind you. Allow the knees to bend as you hinge at the hips, taking your arms out in front of you into your Pilates squat. The spine is lengthened. As you straighten yourself back out, press your arms behind you again, floating your arms forward, lifting the heels. The heels come down. The arms press slightly behind, keeping them behind you this time, bending the knees into that Pilates squat. Then sweeping your arms forwards and behind you again, holding that Pilates squat, sweeping your arms forward as you reach them above you, floating your heels away. Lowering your heels, bring your arms back down by your side. Feel that weight shift through the heel of your foot as you bend the knees, hinge at the hips, taking your arms forward. Just be aware of your spine, keep it lengthened and still. One arm stays still as you reach your opposite arm behind you, reaching it forwards. The other arm comes behind you, reaching it forwards. As you straighten out, floating the heels again, bring your arms back down by your side as your heels lower. Bringing your legs together, feet, lower legs, inner thighs connect. Taking a breath in as you lift one arm up to your side. As you exhale, just find a gentle side stretch and breathe in here. Use your exhale to restack, bring that arm back down and by your side. The other arm floats on your breath in. Your exhale into that side stretch, breathing in here. Exhaling as you rebuild, bring the arm back down. On your next one, breath in, lifting the arm. Exhale into your side stretch, this time pushing your hips away a little, deepening that side stretch and breathing in. With your exhale, draw your hips back, your spine lengthens. Your arm comes back down by your side. Breathing in, the arm floats. Exhale into your side stretch, pushing the hips away. Taking that deep breath, feel that air coming into the side of your lungs. Exhale as you draw back. Doing that one more time to each side. Try not to round forwards or arc backwards. Finding length through your spine and that connection through the soles of your feet. Particularly as you reach over, really feeling heavy through both of those feet so you're not feeling you're lifted away, and lengthen through both sides of your body. Drawing back as you bring your arms back down and by your side. Taking your feet back into their hip width apart and parallel. On your next breath, sweeping your arms out to the side and above you again. Bringing your arms forward as you exhale. Nod your head. Start to roll down through your spine, bone by bone. Allow the knees to bend, the palms of the hands to rest onto your mat. Then you're going to straighten out through your legs again, through your palms lifting, the fingertips stay in contact with the mat. Then bending the knees again, the palms of the hands rest down. Again, straightening out through your legs. Fingertips stay in contact with the mat, then bending the knees. Just finding a stretch of feeling of length through that back line of the leg as you do so. One more time here. Allowing those knees to bend, the palms to rest onto your mat, taking a deep breath. Exhale as you bring yourself back to standing, bone by bone. Just allow those shoulders to roll back a little at the top. Taking your arms out to the side as you interlace your hands and rest them gently behind the back of your head. Coming into a shoulder shrug, bring those shoulders up towards your ears. Releasing the shoulders away, feel the shoulder blades glide and lengthen on the back of the rib cage. Drawing your shoulders up again into that shoulder shrug, releasing away, allow your shoulder blades to glide. Keeping the hands gently resting behind the back of the head as your head, neck, upper spine brings you into a very slight back bend. Feel the abdominals engaging as you do so. And lifting your spine back into its neutral. And again, use your exhale, head, neck, upper spine lifts, find that gentle back bend, take a breath. Exhaling as you lift back. Releasing your hands from behind your head, taking them above you. With your exhale, take your arms forward, roll down through your spine again, bone by bone. From here, taking the back of your right hand, place it against your left ankle as your right knee bends. Straightening that left arm up towards the ceiling, looking up towards your hand, pausing here. Releasing out of that. Both legs straight, your arms lengthened in front of you. As the left knee bends, the left hand rests against the right ankle. As you straighten your right arm up towards the ceiling, looking up towards that hand. Pausing here. Drawing back to centre, both legs straighten. Taking a soft bend at the knee as you place your palms of your hands down onto your mat. And then gently walking yourself out into your high plank. Palms of the hands connected against the mat, slightly forward of your shoulders. Crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone lengthening away. Feel the abdominals engaging, lifting, giving you that support. Find that slightly deeper breath as you pause, holding it here for a moment. We're going to come and lie onto our front on the mat, so you have an option here to stay in that lengthened spine, that connection around your centre. As you draw your elbows in, slowly allow the elbows to bend as you lower your body down with control to your mat. As you untuck your toes, placing the front of your foot against the mat, make sure the hips feel level. Allow those ribs to tuck down a little, the abdominals, lifting towards the back of your spine, forming a diamond shape with your arms. Allow your forehead to rest gently against the back of your hands. Taking a breath here. With your exhale, push your nose along the mat as you lift away through your upper spine, one vertebra at a time. Take a breath here. Use your exhale as you lower back, bone by bone, drawing your head back in. On your next exhale, lifting through the spine as you lengthen one leg away from the mat at the same time. Taking a breath to pause. Exhale as you lower your spine and your leg back down to the mat, drawing your head back in. We exhale as you lift through the spine again. The other leg floats away with control, taking a breath. Exhale to lower back as you draw your head back in. Now taking your legs into that wider position, your heels turned in, your toes turned out, your arms come shoulder width apart, taking your hands a little higher than your shoulders. Taking a breath here, use your exhale as you again lift just through that upper spine, the lower ribs stay down. Taking a breath as we pause, use your exhale to lower back, drawing your head back in. We exhale, head, neck, upper spine lifts. Feel those shoulder blades lengthening against the back of the rib cage, the collarbones wide. Using your exhale to lower back. On your next one, let's find our full cobra as you allow the length of your spine to lift, the forearms come away, the front of the hips lift, your gaze will rise. Taking a breath as you pause here. Use your exhale with control as you lower back, one vertebra at a time, and draw your head back in. Try to allow the spine to do all the work, not too much pressure down through the palms of the hands. The shoulder blades are long on the back of the rib cage, feeling that lift from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Use your exhale to find your movement with control. Each of those vertebrae moving one at a time as the length of the spine extends. Taking one more here with your exhale. Taking that breath where we pause, our exhale as you lower back. Keeping your legs in that wide position, taking your arms above you so they're straight, slightly wider than the width of your shoulders. Lifting head, neck, upper spine away. So upper spine is in that extended position. As you exhale, opposite arm, opposite leg lifts away from the mat. As you inhale, we lower back down. Exhaling, opposite arm, opposite leg lifts. Inhaling as you lower. Making sure you're not feeling your weight shifting too much from side to side as you work on that movement. You can always rest your forehead back down to the mat for a slightly gentler version of this movement. Really finding control, fingers, toes, reaching away from one another. Options here just to step up a little as you gently beat opposite arm, opposite leg away from the mat. Staying lifted away, finding that same control, really strengthening through that back line of your body. And then as you feel that movement, lowering your arms, your legs back down, taking your hands underneath your shoulders as you push yourself back into your rest position. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Allow your forehead just to rest gently against your mat. Feel that air filling the back of the lungs, the lower back releasing. Then as you push your spine up, finding that arc through your spine, shifting your weight forwards as you come to your 4-point kneeling, making any adjustments you need to in your cat. Hands slightly forwards of your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And from that cat shape, as you exhale, send your head, your tailbone away, as you lift through your spine, extending as you do so. As you draw back into your cat on your next exhale, arcing through your spine, take that shape back towards your heels, the forearms rest down. Then pushing back as you come forward into that arc of the cat, sending your head, your tailbone away into your extended cat, drawing yourself back as you flex through the spine, taking that shape back towards your heels to your rest position. Pushing yourself back into that arc through your spine, your weight comes forwards, your head, your tailbone lengthens away as you extend through your spine. Drawing back into your cat, taking that shape back. On your next one, as you come to your cat, extending through your spine, pausing here for a moment with the breath. With your exhale, send your head, your tailbone away. That small adjustment as your spine lengthens into its neutral. From here, I want you to lift one leg away from the mat, and with your foot flexed, I want you to pulse that heel towards the ceiling. 5 times with that pulse. And then with control, drawing that knee back in and underneath your hip. To the other side, lifting your leg as you flex your foot, the spine is long. 5 pulses as you lift that heel towards the ceiling. Then drawing that knee back in and underneath your hip. Sending one leg all the way along your mat as you lift opposite arm, opposite leg away and pause here. Place your hand and your foot down, gliding your knee back in and underneath your hip. To the other side, sending that leg away, lifting opposite arm, opposite leg, pausing as you do so. Your hand and your foot comes down, you draw your knee back in, keeping as much stillness through your spine as you do so. And again, we lift opposite arm, opposite leg. This time, take your hand out towards the side in line with your shoulder, reaching your arm forward again. We're going to do that 2 more times. Feel those abdominals engaging, keeping the spine, the pelvis as still as you can. Place your hand, your foot down and draw your knee back in. To the other side, lifting opposite arm, opposite leg. As you hold it there, reaching your arm out to the side, taking it forwards. 2 more times. Pressing down through the palm of the hand, the front of the leg that remains on your mat. Take your hand, your foot down, drawing your knee back in. Just making the adjustments you need to. Feel that weight even through both sides of your body as you tuck your toes against the mat. Then lift the front of your leg away and hold it there, firing up a little more around your core. When you're ready, take your knees down as you untuck your toes. Again, on your next one, stepping it up if you'd like to, tuck the toes, floating the front of the leg away. As you lift one leg, the foot is flexed, taking 3 pulses towards the ceiling. Your foot comes down to the other side, 3 pulses. Taking your foot down, your knees rest, your feet return to the mat. 1 more time. When you're ready, Keeping that connection with your core, tucking the toes, lifting the front of the leg. This time, taking a small rock forwards and backwards. And then stilling that movement, your knees rest down. Untuck your toes, coming to lie onto your side, grabbing a thin head cushion if you've got one, placing your head against the cushion, your arm lengthened above you. Really lengthening out through that side of your body. Feel that slight lift around that lower side of your waist. Resting your hand either onto your top hip or to give you some support on your mat. Pointing through your feet as you just begin with that top leg lifting up in line with your hip and then lowering that top leg back down. Lifting your top leg up to hip height and then lowering back down. Really feel lengthened and stable through that side of your body as you move. 2 more of these. Nice, slow, controlled movement. On our next one, let's lift that top leg, allow your bottom leg to join, then both legs lowering back down. Small lift of that top leg, bottom leg joins, inner thighs connect, both legs lowering back down. 2 more here. Keep a slight connection around your center. Last one. As you then flex your feet, feel those inner thighs drawing together. As both legs lift away, with both legs lifted, pointing through your feet, flexing again, and then lowering back down. We lift away, point through your feet, and flex, and then lowering back down. 2 more here. Point and flex, lowering back. Last one. So finishing off here, you can use your hand to give you a little support on your mat. The feet are flexed as you lift both legs. One leg scissor forward, the other behind. Back to center, they connect, the other leg forward, the other leg behind. Back to center and control as you lower back. Lifting away, scissoring one leg away from the other. Connecting and lowering back to your mat. Last 2 here if you can. Make that scissor movement small. Make sure you're not bringing yourself out of your balance. As the legs connect, we gently lower back down onto your mat. Setting yourself up onto this side, head resting down, shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip, just really lengthening out, feel that lift around your centre. Just beginning with that top leg lifting in line with your hip and lowering back down. Lifting away and lowering back down. Finding as much stability and control through that side of your body. 1 more of those. On your next one, taking that small lift with that top leg, bottom leg comes to join, both legs lowering back down. Top leg lifts, bottom leg comes to join, both legs lowering back down. Allow those inner thighs to draw together, to connect, keeping that lift small and controlled with that top leg. Think about your stability as you move. On your next one, let's flex through the feet, inner thighs draw together, lifting both legs away and then lowering back from there. Pointing through the feet as you hold, flexing again and then lowering back. 2 more of these. Really working on your balance and your control and your alignment as you move. On this next one, always take that top hand to give you a little more support as you lift both legs, feet stay flexed. One leg comes forwards, the other slightly behind, scissoring through those legs and then lowering back. We lift, taking that forwards, backwards movement and connect and lowering back. Aiming for 2 more here. And then last one. As you lower back. From here, let's come and lie onto our back on the mat. Feet flat on the floor, arms lengthened down by your side. Just taking a moment to find that neutral position through your spine. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, the tailbone tucks, the pelvis tilts. As you lift through your spine, bone by bone. Taking a breath. As you exhale, lowering back. 1 vertebra at a time. Releasing that tailbone away. Taking a breath as you do so, sweeping your arms towards the wall behind you. As you exhale, lowering your spine down, sweeping your arms all the way out to the side until they come back down and by your side. With your next one, exhaling, lifting the spine, floating your arms above your shoulders, palms towards one another. Reaching one arm towards the wall behind you, the other arm down by your side. Lifting your arms above you as the other arm reaches away, the other arm down by your side. lengthening your spine back, bone by bone. Your arms back by your side. One more here, lifting through your spine, floating your arms above you. This time into your arm openings position as you open your arms out to the side of the room. Lifting your arms above you again, that soft bend at the elbow. On your next one, both arms open, one knee floats slightly to the side, lifting your arms back. Your leg draws back in. To the other side, taking that knee opening, your arms open out, then drawing back as you exhale, lengthening your spine back. Your arms come back down and by your side. From here, let's lift your legs into a double knee fold. One leg lift at a time, pelvis, spine staying in neutral. Arms down by your side. As you exhale, tap one foot down. Inhale as you draw that leg back in. Just feeling that mobility of the thigh at the hip socket. Keep it quite slow and controlled. Start to feel the abdominals deepening, that sense of the ribs softening. Taking it into your double toe taps if you'd like to step it up, both feet tapping down together. And then lifting both feet back in. 2 more here. Keeping the legs lifted, interlacing your fingers as you take your hands to support the weight of your head. With your next exhale, lift head, neck, upper spine into a curl up, taking a breath as you exhale, lowering back, bone by bone. Use your exhale, lifting through your spine into your curl up as you stay here, one toe tap to each leg, and then gently we lower back down, bone by bone. Exhaling into that curl up, this time 2 double toe taps as you hold your curl up and then lowering that down from here. Lifting into your curl up, heels connect, knees open, releasing your hands from behind the head as they gently rest against the side of your leg. Into your single leg stretch, one leg lengthens away, drawing your other leg in. Back to center, the other leg draws in, the other leg lengthens away. Keeping that stillness in your curl up, making sure as you draw your leg in, your pelvis doesn't tuck or tilt at the same time. For those ribs drawing forwards, a tummy deepening. From here, keeping the heels connected, staying in your curl up. As you send both legs away, the inner thighs connect, reaching your arms towards the wall behind you, drawing your legs back in, your palms rest against the side of your legs. Let's exhale as we lengthen away. Inhale as you draw back. Making sure you don't take your arms too far behind you and lose that curl up. 2 more here. Finding that control. Last one. Exhaling away. Inhale as you draw back. Let's do 1 more of those to each side. As you come back to center, lowering back down, resting your head down, take your arms down into a low V. Place your legs onto the mat, bringing your feet and your lower legs, your inner thighs, they draw together. As we take some hip rolls from here. Taking a breath in with your exhale, roll the pelvis, take the legs over to one side. Shoulders heavy on your mat, breathing in. With your exhale, drawing back to center. And then over to the other side. Pelvis rolls, taking the legs over, top knee, top hip, reaching away, breathing in. With your exhale, drawing back. Keep those collarbones wide. Feel that top knee, that top hip reaching away, that air coming into the sides of your lungs. With control, we draw back. Feel that top foot just rolling and lifting away from the mat. Taking a breath where you pause. With your exhale, draw back. 1 more to each side. Pausing for a moment longer if you wish. And then drawing back into center. Last one here. As you come back to center, bring your arms back down by your side, your legs back into their hip width apart and parallel. Just finding that connection into the glutes, into the hamstrings. As we come into our bridge from here, as you exhale, press into your feet, lift your spine, your pelvis away from your mat, taking a breath where you pause. As you exhale, that one controlled movement as you lower back down. Breathing in. Exhale as you lift away. This time press into one foot as you lift your other leg into a single knee fold. Then take that foot back down to the other side, lifting into that knee fold, lowering back down, finding that control as you rest back down to your mat. And again, we lift into our bridge. This time, if you'd like to, into your single knee fold. Then straighten out through that leg. With that leg straight, lowering it down as far towards the mat as you can without your pelvis dropping. And then lifting back. Trying for 2 more here, really pressing down through the sole of the foot that's staying on your mat, keeping the spine, the pelvis really still. Returning that foot to the mat, lifting your other leg, straightening that, and taking that lower and lift from there. If that's too strong for you, just working on that bridging up and down. Last one here, into that knee fold, take your foot down, lowering your spine back down to your mat. Taking a gentle hug of your knees to your chest as you just feel that lower back releasing. From here, taking your feet back down onto your mat, bringing your feet, your lower legs, your inner thighs, they glue together. Taking your hands behind your head. As you exhale, lifting into your curl up, we take that small hip roll, about half that range of movement you were just working on. Coming back to centre, over to the other side, feeling that stillness through your upper body. Then lowering back, bone by bone. And again, lifting head, neck, upper spine, ribs glide forwards. Taking that small hip roll. Feel those obliques just working, supporting that movement. With your exhale, we lower, head, neck, upper spine, back, down to the mat. Aiming for 2 more here. Feel those ribs drawing forwards. Feel your head heavy into your hands. Keeping that small gap between your chin and your chest. And then we lower, back. Last one here, you can always do it without your curl up if you prefer. Feel those inner thighs glued together, that top foot just lifting and rolling away from the mat a little. Then releasing back down to your mat. Feel your head heavy. Take your arms back to that low V and bring your legs back into that hip width apart and parallel. And then just take a gentle roll of your head from side to side, just releasing into that neck. Then floating your arms above you, feel your arms sink heavy down into the shoulder socket as you just take a small arm circle from there, really feeling the weight of your arms falling heavy. And then taking that arm circle around and in the other direction. And then as you turn your palms towards one another, your arm falls heavy, the back of the shoulders connected against the mat. Taking a breath, with your exhale, reach one arm overhead as you lengthen your opposite leg away. Take a breath, pause, holding it there. Use your exhale to glide your leg back in as you lift your arm above you. Exhale, opposite arm, opposite leg, lengthens away. Taking a breath, pausing here, exhaling as you draw back. Bringing your arms down by your side, palms turned towards the ceiling. Just feel the heaviness of your body against the mat and just start to connect with that deeper belly breath. Just allowing the ribs to rise as you take that deep breath in, finding that long, steady exhale, just sinking a little heavier against the mat as you do so. Just as you finish here, taking a moment to work on that deeper belly breath, allowing any tension to release, to let go. Just feeling your mind settle and clear, drawing your focus in, finding your connection.